It's your boy Chief Kick, man. We got another good one for y'all, man. We finna just jump right into it, man. You know, some of y'all got six-figure bank accounts, six-figure careers. You know, you got money falling from everywhere. But do you have a six-figure relationship? Do you have a six-figure marriage? Do you have a six-figure life with your spouse? And on today's episode, man, we gonna address, man, it's time for you to have you a six-figure relationship. Now, it's a lot of people out here, man, who just frustrated. You feel like whatever you do is not good enough. You feel like you're not being heard. You feel like you're not being seen. You feel like you're not being appreciated. All your hard work go unappreciated. And when you make a mistake, your spouse chewing you out, but they ain't giving you the same energy when you do something right. If you want a six-figure relationship, when your spouse do something good, if they wash the clothes or if they cook a good meal, you got to give them the same energy that you do when you chewing them out for doing something that you don't like. We finna jump right into this thing, man. We finna jump right into it, man. We finna start with and just give me a second, y'all, cause I understand, right? I understand that, you know, ain't none of us perfect, but in these relationships and these marriages, man, we want to be as happy as we can be, you know, because if the relationship is robbing you of your peace, your happiness, your joy, your self-esteem, your confidence, if it's robbing you of all that, man, you miserable and you don't want to be in none that's toxic like that. You know, you want a six-figure relationship. You want your relationship to be as blissful as your career. I was telling my girl that we ain't never got to be into it. We should never be. Our relationship should be blissful, and that's what we strive to have. That, you know, if we got an issue, let's work this thing right out. Let's not. And this is a principle. Don't let the sun beat you down on your wrath. If y'all don't go to bed angry, and I know sometimes this ain't always an easy thing to do, but it take practice. You know, just start, like, especially if it's a petty issue. Man, let's work this out, man. Look, let's pray about it. Take accountability. And as leaders, it's your fault, even if it ain't your fault. You got to take accountability and you got to fix it, right? So the first scripture I want us to jump into, let's jump into 1 Corinthians chapter 7, and we're going to go from verse 1 through 6. Now, in response to the matter you wrote about, it is good for a man not to have sexual relations with a woman. But because sexual immorality is so common, each man should have sexual relations with his own wife, and each woman should have sexual relations with her own husband. A husband should fulfill his marital duties to his wife, and likewise a wife to her husband. A wife does not have the right over her own body, but her husband does. In the same way, a husband do not have the right over his own body, but his wife does. Do not deprive one another, especially when you agree for a time to devote yourselves to prayer. Then come together again. Otherwise, Satan may tempt you because of your lack of self-control. I say this as a concession, not as a command. I wish that all people were as I am, but each has his own gift from God. One person has this gift, another has that gift. Now, in this particular text, Paul was talking about in these marriages and these relationships, you know, don't deprive sex from one another, you know, because if you deprive me of sex, you put me in a position now to go out and cheat. And sometimes that may not be what a person really wants. So, you know, and he also admonished that my girl got control over my body. So I shouldn't deprive her from sex. And likewise, I got control over her body. She should never deprive me of sex, because this is of Satan. Unless y'all both agree, we finna take a little break so that we could get our spiritual, get ourselves together, because sometimes when we take a break from sex, we can develop faster spiritually, because taking a break, it allows us to reflect on our inner self. It teaches us self-control and self-discipline. So it is benefits from having abstinence. However, in these relationships, man, don't never deprive each other of sex, because, especially if you don't want them to go out and cheat. Now, some people may do it if they done in the relationship, they may do it, but that's never a good idea to deprive your spouse of sex. It's just something that you shouldn't do. I'm gonna turn to the book of Ruth. There's a lot of ministers and preachers and pastors. This is the book of Ruth. This is what, when you get married, a lot of times they'll recite this verse right here. Because Ruth was a Moabite, right? And it was at this particular time, right, in Israel, it was a famine in Israel. So Naomi and her husband, they had migrated to Moab for a while, because they was looking for food. It was a famine, so it was a shortage on food. So Naomi and her two sons, right, they went to Moab for a minute. And so her two sons, they found some Moabite women, they married them. And the husband died, Naomi's husband died, and Naomi's other two sons, they had died as well. And so Ruth was a widow and her two daughters-in-laws. So Ruth, she admonished, she told her daughters-in-laws, y'all go back to y'all mother, because, I'm an older lady. I ain't nothing that I could do for y'all. Y'all go back to y'all mother until y'all find y'all another husband. But Naomi, she wouldn't leave Ruth, but see, Naomi had a different mindset. Ruth had a different mindset. And so in these marriages and these relationships, if women would have the Ruth mindset, and the men as well, right? The Ruth mindset, right? Especially the women, though. The Ruth mindset, man, is different. Because like now, when you look at marriages and relationships, a lot of them is almost obsolete now. Like people, like, they take it for a joke. They take a marriage for a joke. And it's a lot of people in these relationships and these marriages that they still want to be single. Like, if you want to be single, then just do that. But you got a lot of people, they jumping in these marriages and these relationships, but they got a single mentality. You know what I'm saying? You still got that single girl, that single woman's mind frame. You still got that single man mind frame. And it's confusing to a lot of people, So you got to have this mentality, right? And this is what Ruth told Naomi. But Ruth replied, "Do not plead with me to abandon you or to turn and not follow you. For wherever you go, I will go. And wherever you live, I will live. Your people will be my people, and your God will be my God. Where you die, I will die, and there I will be buried. May the Lord punish me, and do so severely, if anything but death separate you and me." And this is Ruth chapter 1, verse 16 and 17. And let me read this again. But Ruth replied, do not plead with me to abandon you or to return and not follow you. For wherever you go, I will go, and wherever you live, I will live. Your people will be my people, and your God will be my God. Where you die, I will die, and there I will be buried. May the Lord punish me and do so severely if anything but death separates you and me. So now just look at this level of commitment, right? And I want to point out 4 points to the root mentality. And with these 4 points, right, these are 4 points to a 6-figure relationship, right? You know, and the first point, right, Ruth say, do not plead with me to abandon you, right? So the first point is, you know, don't abandon each other. You want a 6-figure relationship, you know, whatever y'all going through, man, work it out. You know, but that abandonment, you know, it's never a good thing. You know what I'm saying? So that's the first thing, you know, don't abandon. And like, cause we're gonna have disagreements, we're gonna have problems, we're gonna have obstacles that we gotta overcome in these relationships. But abandonment is something that a lot of people can't take, you know, and a lot of times women, man too, but a lot of times women, they'll leave a man when he at his lowest. And that's abandonment. You know what I'm saying? That's that single girl's mentality. Don't abandon, I don't care what we going through. Don't put me out the house. Don't be abandoned. You know, don't abandon me. That abandonment, you know, is something that, you know, I see women putting their guys out all the time, you know. That ain't cool. That ain't cool. If you wanted to be single, you should have just, you know, just stayed in the streets. You know. My second point is, she said, or to return and not follow you. So my second point is, you gotta follow. You gotta, you know, women, and I'm talking to the women. You gotta follow your man. You know, even when he may not be in season, even when he down, you still gotta follow him. Or if this ain't what you're looking for, then just, you know, let him know. Look, hey, play, this ain't but you gotta follow your man. You know what I'm saying? We should be in where we following each other. You know, we got these goals, we got these plans, so my second point is you gotta follow your man, because he may be hot this season. Next season he may not be hot. Then he may be hot again. And so, like, a lot of times when you going through your down season, and the same thing for a woman. You know, you may be hot. Y'all might have a hot girl summer, and you know, next summer you may not be so hot. You gained a little weight, and you know, you're not people not as interested in you as they was. So, you know, you gotta follow your man even when he ain't in season. And I see it so much now, right? You know, guy fall off, or, you know, having a little struggle, and she gone to the next. Like, you ain't even give the man time enough to adjust himself, and you gone. A lot of times, they used to say when guys get locked up, they used to say that soon when they put the cuffs on, he ain't even made it to the police station. Soon when they put the cuffs on, she cheat. She gone with the next dude. Like, you gotta, nah, don't do that. Follow your man, right? Follow. The next thing she said, where you live, I will live, right? So, you know, cohabitating together is so important, you know, because really, like, when you live together, that's when you really find out who a person really is. You really don't know a person until you live with them. So that part of when you living with a person, that cohabitating, that's when you really find out what you working with. I'm telling you, man. My next point is, she say, your God is my God. She say, your God is my God. And that ain't easy, right? But you will find out when, if a person, really with you. Look at Naomi mind say, she left everything. She said, your God will be my God. When you worship, I'm gonna worship. When you die, I'm gonna die. Like, this is a different state of mind right here. This is the type of a woman that I want. This is the type of woman that a man wanna be with. And this type of faith right here, this type of love and commitment right here, this'll make any dude do right by his woman. You gotta do right. You ain't even got to question it. You ain't even got to, yo, God gonna be my God. Yo, where you live, I'ma live. Where you die, I'm gonna die. Like, man, you ain't even got to question it. Like, this here is, woo. And just let that just sit in for a minute. Like, just let that let that sink in for a minute, man. Like, this is a different mentality. Yo, God will be my God. Like, and that's something that a lot of people ain't willing to give up. That ain't real easy, but it takes a lot of faith. And I think that it's necessary, right? Because now if you don't never abandon your spouse, right? And I can do a little recap. Don't abandon your spouse. Follow them. Cohabitate, live together. And your God will be my God. If you stick to these 4 points, you're going to have a 6-figure relationship. And that mentality, that's that root mentality. It ain't easy in these relationships, y'all. But if we stick to these 4 points, man, and go back and read the book of Ruth. It's a real short book, y'all. Go back, study that thing, you know what I'm saying? And another thing too, guys, you got to be willing to, like, not be so stuck in your ways neither. Like, because it's a lot of, like, I cook, I really cook, I clean, whatever my girl need, I try to, do it for her. I get up in the morning and pull the car around to her so she can get in there like I valet it, like I'm a valet. And I see a lot of brothers, man, they watching the kids, they cooking, they cleaning, they keeping the house clean, whatever. And see, that's that type of mentality that whatever that needs to be did, we gonna do it. We gonna get it done. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta take the kids to school, to daycare, whatever we gotta do. We gonna make sure that we gotta iron our wife clothes, our girl clothes. We gonna do all that, wash the dishes, and that take a lot of pressure off your woman too. And another thing I want to talk about is foreplay, right? Hey, fellas, man, when you take your girl out on a date, and you plan everything out, you take your girl out on a date, that's foreplay. The house dirty, you clean the whole house up, that's foreplay. And for a woman, foreplay is mental. So I tell my girl, we finna go out, right? Let's paint. We finna go out, man, put something nice on, and just have everything picked out. You how to get the car washed, got the car smelling good. When she ready, she put her clothes on, you got your clothes on. Now, you pull the car around, she jump in the car. Y'all go out, y'all maybe pour a little cocktail or something, sipping on a little something. If you smoke, you roll up a little joint or a little dank, you do you a little something. You know what I'm saying? Take her out to a nice, get a nice little meal, then go out, listen to some music. Then after that, hit the lakefront with another cocktail or something, another little dank, and now this is foreplay. So now by the time you get her back home, she ready. You can clean the house up, you can took her out on a date, she finna bust that thing wide open for you. You know what I'm saying? That's that foreplay, and if you can too, if you can afford to take your girl on a trip or vacation at least once a year, Another thing too, y'all, this is very important in a relationship. The man gotta come first. Don't put them kids before your spouse, man. Ladies, don't put the kids before your man. And men, don't put the kids before your woman. The man come first, the woman come first before them kids. And that don't mean that we're gonna neglect the kids, right? But what's gonna happen is the kids gonna grow up. And when they grow up, they ain't gonna want y'all in their business. They gonna grow up and they ready to start their life. They don't want mama in her business. They don't want daddy in her business. You know what I'm saying? So if you've been putting the kids first all this time, now you know, you been, let's say if you've been always put the kids first. Now when they grow up and they get out the house, since you've been putting them first, you've been neglecting your husband, you've been neglecting your wife. So now it's an awkward vibe in the house. The vibe ain't even right now. And when you put each other first, it sends a message to the kids that this is how it's supposed to go. And they not gonna try to play against each other. Cause let's say if you putting the kids first, right? What the kids eventually start doing is they'll start trying to play on that. Mama can't go outside. Then they go tell the daddy can't go outside. Yeah, you go outside. Mama, wait, I told you to go outside. My days are go outside. And that's when them games start playing. Y'all put each other first, man. You know what I'm saying? In a relationship. That's very important. Man, this your boy Chief Kick, man. Always put God first, though. Pray to him before you even talk to your spouse. God first, man. Y'all follow these steps, man. And I bet y'all gonna have a 6-figure relationship, man. It's your boy Chief Kick at MZT Motivation, man. Y'all like, comment, subscribe, share this with a friend, man. This our breakthrough year 2024 MZT Motivation. See y'all at the top.